James for three.
Alexis attacking.
Puso at lakas, sports sa Pinas. Kasama sina Coach Jojo at Coach Janet Villa.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyo mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at ito ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na nakikinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FMK Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit-Bisig sa Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin sa Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa FEBC 702 DZAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Batiin ko lang po mga kaagapay nating madalas makinig sa atin, si Pat and Sara Morales, Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Julita Adamos, Jennifer Satingin, Rosalie Centillas, Tess Almaden Bagtas, Sunny Enolpe, Kyle Joshua Chan, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, Coach Glendino Gopez, Jocelyn Panagiton, Baby Navisaga, at Imelda Garces. Mga kaagapay, our next guest is former strength and conditioning coach sa PBA and former head coach ng UP Women's Basketball Team sa pagbabalik ng Puso at Lakas.
Pusong kampyon. Siya na nga. Luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampyon.
Mga kaagapay, our guest is the former coach of the UP Women's Basketball Team at dati rin siyang strength and conditioning coach of the Magnolia Hotshots sa PBA. I think nakatikim rin siya ng championship, no? So alam niya na kung ano ang pakiramdam ng isang champion coach sa PBA. Let's all welcome Coach Eman Papa. Hi Coach Eman.
Hi Coach Jojo. Maraming salamat po. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng inyong coach, inyong tagapakinig, taga-subaybay coach. Thank you po sa pag-invite Coach Jojo.
Thank you Coach Eman at ikaw lang yata yung kilala kong coach na aral, no, when it comes to strength and conditioning. At the same time naging head coach ka ng UP Women's Basketball Team sa UAAP. Pag sinabing UAAP, I consider it the highest level of amateur basketball. Coach Eman, ikaw ay right now part of the faculty of the College of Human Kinetics ng UP Diliman?
Opo, tama po Coach.
Okay.
Since 2010 po.
Coach Eman, since alam mo maraming mga trends sa strength and conditioning, pupunta naman tayo sa mga basic kasi maraming nagtatanong, ano ba talaga ang umpisa ng isang workout regimen? Kunyari mag-iensayo ang isang team, ano ba nauuna? Kasi yung iba kung ano-ano, may nagsiskipping rope, ano ba ang terminology natin dito before they start practice? Can you help us step by step?
Well, Coach, kung we are going to focus on a workout session, strictly on a workout session, of course, you'd hope with all the reminders and mechanisms na maganda yung tulog nila the night before. Maganda yung, let's say kung umaga yung workout session, at least makakain sila ng maayos na kaya nila makapagbuhat. And then you start with a a meaningful or an engaging warm-up session. Madali kasing ma-take for granted, coach. Siguro for me, ang warm-ups. Maganda na meron silang fixed routine for a warm-up, but once in a while, personally, I change up some routines para lang din magising sila, matuwa, and hopefully to look forward to the main session, which is your strength and conditioning, or kung pagbubuhat man yun, or pure conditioning. So nag-iba-iba na ho ang tawag from a basic warm-up. Siyempre may kanya-kanya po silang individualized routine maliban pa sa team warm-ups. Lalo na kung galing po sa injury or merong iniindang sakit-sakit, meron na silang mga sarili nilang individual routines, individual prehab ang tawag dati, prehabilitation ika nga, bago pa sumalang sa team warm-ups. Okay, and then, ano po yun, diretso buhat na. Some would still go cool down after a workout routine, but from a practical standpoint, sabi nga, kumain ka lang ng mabuti, magpahinga ka lang, hindi na importante na mag-cool down after a workout. But of course, there are athletes who would really want to stretch individually. Ako personally, hindi ko na po yun pinakikialamanan dahil routine nila yun, and wala naman pong mawawala. Lalo na kung pasok naman sa oras ng klase, if it's a collegiate team, if it's a professional team, kung the athlete has time to spare, yung iba nagpapastretch pa. But once in a while, we try to educate them also without imposing na once in a while, try mo na hindi ka mag-cool down, quote unquote. Just walk around, sit, pahinga bago maligo, bago umuwi, ganyan. Importante is ma-maximize mo rin yung time. Mas importante makatulog ka muna, makakain ka ng maayos. That's more practical and beneficial. Ganun lang po, Coach Jojo. Basically, wala naman po halos pinagbago.
Coach Eman, so ang importante before they practice, pag sabing magpa-practice sila, ensayo, kung basketball practice, kung table tennis, kung football, kung baseball, the night before, enough sleep, tapos
Yes.
nakarest ng maganda, tapos yung tamang pagkain, yung nutrition, then papasok ka doon sa warm-up. Kaya, Coach Eman, gusto ko lang to talk about warm-up kasi na-experience ko to, and sa professional level, nakita ko na may isang team na yung PBA team galing sa I think 1 month na walang ensayo kasi hindi sila pumasok sa championship. So 1 month, and then on the first training, ang ginawa nung supposed to be strength and conditioning coach nila, and nalaman ko na hindi pala talaga siya strength and conditioning coach. Ang ginawa niya, pinasprint ng 400 meters para makita niya kung sino yung kondisyon. So nung pinasprint niya, galing sa 1 month na pahinga, Christmas break to, ang daming kinain, nakita ko yung mga players humawak sa kanilang mga binte, sa kanilang mga hamstrings, dahil feeling nila there's something wrong. Mali ba yung pinagawa? Tapos, pangalawa, ano dapat ang ginawa? Kaysa bigla mong isabak na parang, kaagad, explosive kaagad yung movement.
Explosive. Yes, Coach. Yung field po natin, related dun sa mantra sa medical field, yung first do no harm. So, tama po kayo kung galing sa bakasyon na talagang walang ginawa, walang basketball na inisip, or regardless, it's still a month. So, nandun pa rin po tayo sa logical as framework na dapat hindi nabibigla ang atleta. Sabi ko nga po sa klase ko, may similar tanong din po ako, Coach Jojo, regarding the pandemic, because I had an experience na 2 years tayong nasa lockdown, Coach, na tapos magpapa-testing ka ng sprinting or things, movements which are explosive. Regardless kung first day back into the pandemic, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, 1 week, 1 week and 1 day. Sabi ko nga, Coach, kung ang reason nyo ay gusto nyo lang magkaroon ng data, parang napaka-unethical naman. Akala ko athlete-centered tayo. Pero ano ba, for the sake of magkaroon ka ng data na gusto mong makita kung gaano kataas tumalon yung athlete mo. But sa kapalit is you're placing him or her in a big, mas malaking risk. Kumbaga sabi ko nga, Coach, hindi naman kailangan sports scientist ka para to understand na, baka binibigla mo. Lalo na ito, Coach, napaka-special na sitwasyon. Extraordinary. Galing ka sa 2-year na layoff. Hindi ka nagbakasyon. Ang layoff natin nun ay ang full of anxiety, full of frustration, full of nag-iba ka na minsan ng priority. Tapos gusto mo lang magka-data. Para saan, Coach? Diba po? So, siguro po the usual is to assess first in the most mindful manner, whatever that means, na bago tumakbo, bago maglaro, pinaka simple, pinaka mabagal, pinaka intentional na warm up na hindi ka basta-basta sasabak sa mga movements na explosive, sabi nyo nga po. So, again, minsan po tama yung definition, pero mali po yung context. Mm-hmm. So, parang, makikita po natin kung gaano kabilis tumakbo or gaano siya kakondisyon, pero nandun na po yung sagot sa sinabi nyo, Coach Jojo, di ba pa? 1 month, walang pahinga. Walang laro, walang ensayo. So, hindi siya kondisyon.
Oo.
I mean, maganda po na pro siya, atleta, madali po siya ulit babalik sa kondisyon kung tama po yung steps.
Gradual.
Yes po.
Oo. Kasi Coach Emma, I think nakakalimutan ng mga coaches or supposed to be coaches or supposed to be yung sinasabing trainer, na paggaling sa pahinga, para maibalik mo siya doon sa state na siya ay kondisyon, kung napahinga siya ng 1 month, sabi nga nila, kailangan din 1 month mo siyang kukondisyonin. Minsan, minamadali, or, alam mo yun, dahil nandun siguro yung mga boss, or mga opisyales, siyempre kailangan magpasikat, magpakita, in so doing, putting yung health ng mga atleta at risk. Kasi, kaya gusto kong itackle tong warm up, which is very important. Kasi, yung daughter ko naman, into wushu. But I've been a coach for 20 years. Hindi ako eksperto when it comes to strength and conditioning coach. Pero may naiintindihan tayong gapiranggot na tingin ko naman may nugget of wisdom. And,
kayo pa, Coach.
Nung nakausap ko yung daughter ko, sabi ko, kamusta na? Umiiyak siya. Sabi niya, bakit naman? Sabi ko, Dad, pinatakbo kami ng warm up . O ano naman? Pinatakbo kami ng 3 rounds sa 400 meters. Sabi ko, hindi ko masabi sa kanya na mukha yatang mali. Kasi kahit maglakad ka lang sa 400 meters, di ba? Hindi mo naman kailangan tumakbo. When I say takbo, may halong sprint. faster
Apo.
than a jog, pero slower than a sprint. Pero alam mo, sa isang bata na 14 years old, hindi naman
Apo.
atleta lagi, no? So sabi niya sa akin, Dad, talagang halos hindi na ako makahinga. Umiiyak na nga ako dahil pina-warm up kami ng 3 rounds, and that's equivalent to 1.2 kilometers. Minsan nga pinaikot sila ng 5 kilometers. Ano ba dapat talaga ang purpose ng warm-up? Na kung bakit natin pinapa-warm up at hindi naman ito yung para makondisyon na kagad yung mga players. Can you help
Apo.
us?
Thank you, Coach Jojo. Maganda po yung ano nyo, yung I appreciate the question. That's how you worded it, or no. Kasi po tama po. Siguro po gas-gas na sa karamihan, pero ang yun nga po it should be purposeful. Kailangan hindi lang natin sinasabi, may objective ka. Pero bakit? I mean, ano yung konteksto? So, you want to warm them, ang warm-up po, kaya siya warm-up dahil yun nga po, you have to prepare them for the main activity na gusto mong tutukan. And warm-up is not conditioning. So, parang ang lumalabas siguro, Coach Jojo, pwede ka naman talagang magpatakbo ng 1,200 kilometers.
Meters.
Ay, sorry, Coach Jo. Meters. Pero nandun ka na dapat sa state na ito na conditioning to, hindi ito warm up. Kasi you'd want them to be engaged and then eventually mas magising sila to prep them for, again, the main activity na kailangan nilang gawin. It's just more than blood flow. It's more than pawisan ka ng konti. It's more of setting the neuromuscular system, sabi nga po nila, the nervous system, right. O parang kinakalibrate mo na yung ating pag-iisip, yung ating yung focus. So you want them to be warmed up, not worn down. So again, Coach Jojo, tama po. Napakaraming paraan to warm up a wushu athlete. Especially if you study how the movement patterns of the sport, ano kaya yung priority na movement na pwede nyong gawin or pwede nyong ma-achieve for that day, which can reinforce yung mga pangangailangan niya as the practice session progresses. Whether it's mobility, stability, a mix of both, or just a simple warm-up revolving around concepts of play. Lalo na sabi niyo nga po, si Ana is 14 years old. So it should be focused. It should be fun, but of course hindi siya alam ni Coach Jojo ito hindi yung petics na masabi lang na nag-warm up, pero alam mong na-engage mo yung athlete na okay to Gising ako. Yung 100 pwede kung conditioning, pwede kung right objectives or the right parameters, the right steps in achieving that 1,200 meter run instead of just takbo lang, makumpleto lang. So na-warm up ka nga, pero sa field natin, Coach Jojo, parang lalabas nun, hindi ka na ma-challenge mag-isip. Ano pa ba ang better ways to warm up the person, the athlete? Kasi you're tama, Coach. You're coaching the person, not the program. Kaya nga po.
Alam mo, coach, no, kasi ang warm-up is very important. And then, kaya nga warm-up di ba? Ang importante lang dito is pawisan. Hindi naman siya kailangan magtaktak ng pawis kasi wala pa
Opo.
siya doon sa mismong training regimen.
Yes po.
Wala pa
Yes
siya
po.
doon sa actual practice session. Ang goal lang natin doon is pawisan, tumaas yung yung blood flow, no? Tama ba? Yung medyo gumalaw-galaw ng konti, yung muscles may konting mobility. And Coach Eman, being a strength and conditioning coach and also a head coach, no? So, ito ngayon magsishift tayo. Ano
Opo.
ang nakikita mo doon sa mga successful athletes, either amateur, no, or professional? Ano yung katangian nila na they were successful both on the court and off the court? Pag sinabing off the court, ito yung mga training sessions na strength and conditioning. Ano ang nakita mong pagkakaiba nila sa iba? The great from the average ones.
Maganda, coach. Good question po. Regardless of talent, and regardless of opportunity ka nga po. Off the court, they do their best to construct or yung ayusin yung kanilang habits which lead to better on-court sessions. Okay. Kasi pwede pong pwede pong pareho na parang on-court, court practices and strength and conditioning sessions. So yung habits po nila, continuously nilang nire-revisit. Kung di man po ina-adjust, nire-revisit nila, nire-reflect nila kung tama ba tong ginagawa ko, naaayon ba to sa kung paano rin ang philosophy at sistema ng team na kinabibilangan ko. And then
Coach, when you say habits, ano yun? For example, strength and conditioning na itutuloy sa basketball court. Ano yung sinasabi mong mga habits ng mga players nyo?
Yung very very basic pa rin po, coach, yung pagtulog ng maayos, pag alam nila kung kailan sila yung hindi nila sinasagad yung katawan nila. Alam nila yung tulog at paggising nila. Alam nila kung kailan sila mag-extra work. Alam nila kung sumusobra na yung extra work nila. Of course, with the guidance of the coaches, these people constantly ask their coaches. Some even, kumbaga, ginagawa na nilang personal mentor, yung kanilang mga assistant coaches, usually. They ask for advice beyond the head coach, especially if the coaching staff naman is aligned with what they're doing. And then they apply it. Hindi puro sila hindi sila tanong, hindi lang nagbabasa ng libro, kundi kumbaga sa self-help books, coach, yung tinatanong nila yung sa mga coaches nila and their kuyas or older teammates ay ina-apply din nila. So,
Coach Eman, can you name of a player na maganda yung work habits at bakit mo siya masabi na maganda work habits niya? Sino siya? Tapos, ano yung mga ginagawa niya na pwede mong sabihin magandang ehemplo sa mga atleta?
Mark Baroka po, coach. Hindi ko kabisado, coach, yung kanyang routine to the detail, but he makes it a point to eat again, I'm not a nutritionist po, pero unfair din. Pero yung quote-unquote totoong pagkain as much as he can. Isda, gulay, kanin. Of course, he enjoys yung ibang whatever processed or junk food once in a while. Pero ano yun, coach? He makes sure na kung ano yung advice din sa kanya na pwedeng makadagdag sa pagkain, ginagawa niya. Pero aside from that, may routine siya na siya yung parang isang perfect example na kung ano yung nakikita sa laro, nagagawa niya sa extra work niya, coach. So, of course, may tendency siyang sumobra, pero madali din siyang i-pull back.
Mm.
Apo, coach, sige po, go ahead.
So, Coach Eman, you're telling us na kung ano yung ginagawa niya sa ensayo, ibig sabihin, masipag siya. So, nagtra-translate sa laro. Dahil
Yes, coach.
He works hard in practice, may kita mo sa laro. Kaya nga, I think he is the starting point guard, no? Tama ba? Ng
Yes, coach.
Magnolia had shots.
Okay.
And at the same time, inaalagaan niya yung kanyang katawan. Kasi
Apo.
gulay, isda. Siyempre,
Apo.
once in a while, tumitikim ng yung pagkain na processed foods, no? Or
Yes.
sabi mo nga, junk food. Pero in totality, overall, talagang alam niya na professional player siya. So, ang goal niya is, as much as possible, tumagal lang yung playing years ko. And paano tatagal yon? Eat the right food, enough sleep, tapos, siyempre, tama yung binubuhat,
Yes, po.
tapos, ingat talaga, ingat sa katawan, no? And, Coach Eman, nakita mo sa proto that ang goal nila is tumagal. When you were the head coach of the UP women's basketball team, no? Ano yung pagkakaiba besides syempre the talent level? Ano yung pagkakaiba being a coach ng babae sa amateur level compared to sa PBA?
Coach, of course, medyo mahirap i-compare dahil tama po kayo, coach, amateur versus pro. Tapos nagkaroon for the longest time, tingin ko nagkaroon din po kami ng bias na kapag ang babae para bang ibang-iba yung spatial orientation sa space ginagalawan nila na kadalasan para bang less coordinated ganon. But apparently ibang-iba na ngayon, Coach Jojo, ang bilis po ng pagbabago. Ibang-iba na yung galaw ng babae ngayon, ibang-iba yung kanilang recognition sa nangyayari sa bawat tao sa paligid nila. Ay more coordinated, more athletic. Siguro nung time po namin sa women's basketball, hindi naman din po ako ganun kagaling magturo. So in a way, nagbabanggaan din yung frustration saka yung if you may, yung lesser talent na meron kami. Kasi ang pinakaangat na angat naman po talaga nung time na yun in terms of skill and IQ was Bea Dais. Yung parang kung ilalagay niyo po sa isang line, ang layo talaga ng na everyone had to be they really had to embrace their roles para masuportahan si Bea. And at the same time po, yung talent ni Bea, nagamit din po niya to mitigate the gap in the skill,
skill level.
Yung kanyang level ng kanyang mga teammates, Coach. Thank you.
What makes besides the skill level, no, and maybe talent level ni Bea Daes, kung siya ang pag-uusapan natin, what makes her your best player? Ano yung mga qualities na meron siya na magaling na siya, no? Pero hindi naman lahat umasa siya sa talent. But ano yung meron siya na natulungan yung team?
Chico, she's very proactive po eh. Hindi lang siya captain po. Ate po talaga siya ng teammates niya. So, hindi siya naghihintay ng solusyon. Hinahanapan na po niya ng solusyon. And she was literally the bridge kung paano po yung paano po namin mapapaintindi yung mga gusto namin bilang coaches dun sa mga teammates po niya. So, hindi po siya yung lip service na captain. Of course, she's the usual coach is first one in, last one out. She was like that, but not every day, because she also wanted to perform ng maayos sa kanyang academics. Maybe the way she was brought up also had a lot of influence ng kung paano niya ayusin i-manage yung kanyang oras, coach. And yung kanyang pagiging outspoken na gamit po niya sa isang magandang paraan na to be honest, coach, natulungan talaga niya ako or kami na paano yung pagpapalakad ng team. Dahil tututusin, coach, kami yung bago eh. Yung kaming staff yung bago, siya 4 na taon, 5 taon. So, parang ganun po yung niya. Very, siya, alpha female po siya, coach. Pero, in a very beneficial way sa kanyang teammates. And she made us feel that we're doing a good job. Especially in the first round when everything was, when we were still losing. Kasi, isang panalo lang, coach, parang na-break mo na eh. But we were still losing, and yet she defended us from the whole team. When nagkaroon ng doubts, ng panandaliang doubts po. Plus, of course, with the help of the staff, laking bagay po. But coming from a teammate na hindi lang puro motherhood statements na we can do this, magsama-sama lang tayo. She was very particular in the way in the way she tried to lift the spirits of her teammates.
Ang binanggit mo, parang she always showed up in practice, no? Kahit mabigat yung role niya, mabigat yung role in the sense na siya yung number 1 player and then she had to carry the load. Kasi from what I'm getting, no, yung talent level mo, hindi to yung talent level na pang Final Four. Maybe nag-uumpisa pa lang yung programa ng basketball mo. Tapos you mentioned na hindi pa ako kagaling or magaling na coach. I'm still starting, maybe being a greenhorn, no, in coaching. Thank you, Coach Eman, for having such humility to admit it na strength and conditioning coach ako. May konting kaalaman sa coaching, and then I was thrust dito sa head coaching job ng UAAP women's basketball na mataas, and eventually ito yung reality. Wow, if you don't have the talent, matatalo ka or matatambakan ka. But I remember you had a good run. Can you tell us your experience about that good run?
Opo, thank you, coach. Kasi to be honest, coach, malaki ang naitulong ni Paul Ramos because kumbaga naging consultant namin din siya, Coach Paul, especially nung second round or as we were entering the second round. So it was just kasi, coach, ang medyo swerte din po kami kasi mature na rin po halos lahat ng teammates ni Bea. So we just wanted something to make Bea more of a facilitator and not the first one to look for her shots lang. So, coach, dumating po nung na-reactivate po si Christine Aliermo, which was one of the ates na rin po, na napaka-athletic, lang coach, humble lang sa court, talagang lang, puro sipag, puro doon din po kami nagsimulang magpapanalo, sa totoo lang po. Everyone realized na, okay, may pinasimple din po namin ni Coach Paul yung mga plays. And then, when they realized na, nakakaintindi naman pala tayo, right timing naman po, coach, nung start ng first round, nandun na po si Christina Aliermo. She recovered from a stress fracture po ng kanyang binte. Gladly, Coach Jeff did a good job in sa recovery po niya. So, din po yun, coach, 2-3 months kasi medyo carry over po nung last season yan. Masaya po, coach, kasi one first win, it broke the usual po, it broke the curse, ika nga, or hindi nagsunod-sunod po ng 3 pa, so 4 straight wins. Yung fifth po sana, kung nangyari po yun, nag-Final Four. Doon ko lang po nga na-realize, coach, kasi nung 4 straight po kami, 4 straight po tayo nun, parang Lasal and NU po yung next. So medyo, sige, laban pa rin po. Lasal, napaka-talented na, eventually wala rin. So NU, alam naman po natin noong time na yun, angat po sila. But we also had FEU na sabi namin mukhang may chance. And true enough, coach, humabol kami last 1 minute and 10 seconds. If I'm not mistaken po, lamang pa ang FEU ng 11. Because of Beadaes and Joe Oliva. Nadikit po ng 2 points. And Bea took the last shot po. In and out po sa rim 3-pointer . So, ano po yun, coach? Minsan nga po nakakalimutan ko, pero kung pumasok yun, Final Four po tayo, coach.
Meron naman palang meron naman palang asim yung head coach, no? Na meron namang ibubuga. I think maybe maganda naman na tawag nito na humble tayo. Alam natin na you know yung yung goal mo at alam mo kung nasaan ka in terms of coaching. But I think given the talent, given the skill level ng mga players, given the resources, given the support, I think having 4 wins, very good na yon kasi wala namang masyadong suporta sa UP Women's Basketball that time. But I think for you to experience such run na kaya pala, if we just had maybe some talent, more talent, if we are more skillful, tapos siguro kung mas magaling akong coach ng konti, medyo veterano na ako, may konti na akong X and O's. But alam mo, Coach Eman, kahit naman ako when I started, alam ko rin kung gaano kahina ako noon kung titingnan ko kasi nag-uumpisa pa lang ako, di ba? Wala naman nag-coach na kagaya ni Tim Cone. Umabot si Tim Cone sa Mount Everest kasi nilakbay niya from the bottom, inakyat niya yun. Pero if you look back, malaman mo na, wow, hindi pa pala ako. Yung kaalaman ko during that time was enough for me to help the team. Pero pero siyempre, 20 years from now, talagang blessed with wisdom, basketball knowledge and basketball wisdom, And being a strength and conditioning coach sa PBA, and then experiencing being a head coach sa UAAP, Coach, ano ba ang tingin mo? Ano ba ang if you are an athlete, if you are an AD, athletic director, ano yung ano yung tatlong hinahanap mo sa isang head coach if you are going to hire that person?
Nako, coach, parang hirap po niya na. Based po sa inyo, sa lahat po ng kaibigan kong coaches, yung alam ko po may siguro baka po masyadong general statement po ito, yung
Specific, sige. Tatlong hinahanap mo na tingin mo kailangan ng isang head coach.
Of course, coach, yung knowledge of the game. Pero more than that, yung kapartner niya dapat po yung alam niyo may malasakit.
Okay, may malasakit. So, number one, knowledge of the game. Given, dapat may basketball acumen. Then number two, may malasakit or compassion
Empathy po ba yun? Or compassion? Opo. Or opo.
or love for the
empathy.
game.
Opo. Kumbaga, doon na rin po pumapasok yung pagiging athlete-centered niya na regardless if the decision is a hard decision or an unpopular decision, it still revolves around being makatao. So, ano pa po kaya?
Coach, bakit athlete-centered? Magandang binanggit mo yun eh. Bakit athlete-centered? I think, ikaw ba nagbanggit no na tao to, hindi to commodity when you deal
Yes,
with a
coach.
person? Especially na you dealt with women athletes. Bakit kailangan ang coach may malasakit or athlete-centered?
Kasi po sorry coach, medyo na focus ko siya ngayon sa strength and conditioning. Pero ang programa po kasi or ang siyensya nagbabago. Pero you need to be there for the person, coach. I mean, hindi po tayo papacute na, pero anyone can write a program, anyone can write a practice plan. But if it's not coached properly or facilitated properly with the person in mind, wala coach, kahit anong ganda ng itsura ng programa niyo sa papel. Sabi niyo nga, Coach Jojo, sa inyo ko naalala to, kahit laban, balik tarin mo man yung papel. Labhan mo siya, kusutin mo siya. Ayan. Hindi mo tinrato bilang tao yung atleta mo. Huwag ka na lang gumawa ng programa. Huwag ka na lang magsulat or whatever. Sa strength and conditioning nga po, there are 1,000 ways to skin a cat, to write a program, to write a workout routine. But if you not coach the person or the context, wala po eh. Parang lang po. Kumbaga ngayon, coach, you're just treating the person as an app.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi tao na nagre-respond at may sariling desisyon kung paano siya galaw po. Parang ganun po. So,
gusto ko, Coach Eman, yung binanggit mo, no? Na you coach the person, no? Kasi minsan talagang siguro masyado tayong focus na nakalimutan natin tao to, no? Ako,
yes,
until now, no, may coaching wound ako eh. Sa mga nakikinig dahil I think I was harsh, no, sa isang player and I ran that person to the ground kasi yung kagustuhan ko na mag-succeed siya, pero dapat hindi naman lahat ng success is all about winning, no? Ang kamukha nun, binanggit mo si Bea Daes, did academically well. You have to balance it eh. Doing well sa court and then doing well sa academics. Kung panay basketball lang, mafu-frustrate tayo kasi isa lang naman ang pwedeng mag-champion eh. Di ba? Does that mean failure tayo? No? I still have to talk to that person, to my player kasi mahal ko siya and until now talagang sabi ko sablay ako dito and if I can use the word, no, it haunts me. Hindi naman haunts me, but there's a wound in my heart na I could have done better. And wow, tao lang. Wala namang perfecto, lahat nagkakamali no.
Nakakatuwa nga po, kwento niyo po yan. Dami pa rin tayong coach ngayon na kasi miski, lalo na ako coach, hindi po ako kasing galing ninyo, pero yung ganun din po. May mga kaya rin ko po nasasabi to dahil ako nga kasi parang may mga ganun pong experiences before na nga hindi ko parang sarili ko lang yung kala ko nagko-coach ako para sa kanya pero sarili ko lang po pala yung iniisip ko. Parang ganun po. So thank you coach for saying that. Siya medyo hugot tayo ngayon kasi ano po. Saka na lang coach pag ano.
Oo,
Bigita
pero,
tayo ulit.
pero I love that kasi ako tama, no? You might think na you're doing this for the team, but in fact you're doing this for yourself, no? And I apologize kasi nag-apologize ako sa kung may nagawa akong ganon. Kaya nga may learning curve tayo, di ba? Lahat tayo natututo. Ang masakit doon, Coach Eman, kung hindi ka natuto, di ba?
Yes,
Talagang tinuloy-tuloy mo yung running people to the ground, di ba? Without seeing na, wow, nagiging detrimental na pala ako sa coaching and I have to step out from coaching and then kailangan siguro i-reprogram, i-reorient yung aking pag-iisip. And then when you be given a chance again to coach, alam mo na what is truly important, di ba? Ang important is we coach the heart of the athlete. Di ba? Hindi lang yung physical na itong gawin mo, itong gawin yan, palakas ka. But eventually, may puso yung tao eh. Normally may pinagdadaanan sa bahay yan. Coach, ano ba sa PBA, no? Anong hinahanap mo sa isang PBA coach? Marami kang nakikitang mga PBA coaches, no, na during the game. Ano yung mga siguro you can name one or two na gusto mo sa coach besides being skillful sa game?
Siguro coach, ano po, I'm going to say this po more than as a fan, not as a part of the staff po siguro. Pero yung na-enjoy ko po talaga pag ano, na ma-manage po nila yung kaba, yung poise. Yung nakakatuwa po yung mukhang hindi kinakabahan pero at the same time coach natutuwa din po ako pag yung alam mong intense siya, passionate siya, na may kaba na siya pero na ma-manage pa rin niya na he can still devise something or even talk to the assistant coaches ano ba yung kailangan. Yung ganun po, yung ganung klaseng pag-handle ng pressure na lalo na kung kailangan ng mabilisang adjustment or yung tipong aside from coaches who are intentional and consciously looking for ways to make practices manageable and practical. Parang ganun po.
Alam mo, Coach Eman, may nakita akong isang film clip, no, sa isang volleyball coach. Talagang pinanood namin ng wife ko, pinanood namin ng daughter ko. Sabi na, nag-time out siya. Tapos sinabi niya dun sa mga players, bakit ba kayo nagmamadali? Sabi niya, may taxi ba sa labas? May mga lakad ba kayo? Kung may mga lakad kayo, sabihin niyo na sa akin. Tapos sabi niya, ikaw, bakit ka kinakabahan? May naghahabol ba sa atin? Wala naman, relax lang kayo. Yun yung coach na i-diffuse niya yung situation. May halong humor. And, di ba, may humor o kaya talagang yung mga players mawawala yung tense moments dahil yung apoy, no, na talagang
yes,
tubig, no? And then eventually, yung kanilang pag-iisip, mas makakaisip sila ng maganda dahil medyo mas relax sila, no? So, yun yung mga coaches na kailangan doon. Dapat yung mga gagaling talaga. Veterano yun. No? Veterano na at the same time.
Napanood ko nga yan.
Hahaluan mo siya ng konting comedy. No? And after that, makaka-focus ang players. And then at the same time, mas makukuha mo yung attention. And talagang sinabihan nga niya yung player na maganda ka naman. Bakit ba kinakabahan ka? May kinakatakutan ka ba? Ano ba to? May date ka ba? So, I love coaches na gano'n, no? And mataas na level to. Mataas na level to, no? Coach, last question. If you are going to coach again, ano yung gusto mong legacy? Yan.
Nako, grabe naman yan, Coach. Pang mga ano yan, Coach, ha? Mga sikat na tao po yan.
Hindi naman. Anong legacy yung gusto mong ibigay sa mga players mo? If you are going to coach again, isang importanteng legacy na gusto mong iiwan.
Hindi ko po alam kung legacy matatawag, Coach. Pero yung nakikita lang nila, Coach, na I need to be in charge. I need to be on top of things. But maybe on top of things, especially when it comes to coordinating and collaborating with my staff. And yun lang po yung ano po, Coach. Na parang mas mabibigyan ko ng justice yung label or rank na head coach by promoting more structure than hierarchy sa staff ko, Coach. Para bang if I need help, I will ask for help. They can see, they're allowed to see that. Yun po, Coach, yung ganun. Pero kung kailangan ko mag-decide, I should decide. Parang ganun po.
So ang legacy na gusto mong iiwan is you're going to train your assistant coaches to be, na hindi sila matakot, no, na if they have ideas na feeling nila at that time kailangan, they can speak up. At the same time, you can also be decisive, no?
Decisive, yes, Coach.
Decisive, no? Alam mo, Coach Eman, when you speak, ang dating sa akin is, you are still feeling na a coach who is learning the ropes of coaching, no? Kasi dalawang hats eh. Strength and conditioning coach ba? Faculty ka nga eh, ng UP College of Human Kinetics. Ibig sabihin, nasa brain yan. Talagang alam mo kung ano yung mga physiology, yung mga training methods, alam mo kung ano yung mga paano palalakasin, di ba? Yung mga kinds of muscles. At the same time, coach din. Coach in the sense na how can I have a program, a basketball program, and then a coaching staff. Talagang mahirap yan kasi nagkla-clash eh. But the good thing about it is you were able to experience being a head coach at the highest level, and at the same time being a champion strength and conditioning coach, no? So the best of both worlds. And yung iba hindi nga ma-experience yun eh. Ano lang sila, strength and conditioning coach. But napagsabay mo siya, and then at the end of the day, I could say na ginawa ko yun, and I loved it. No? It was a great ride. No? Coach Eman, I'd like to share this verse with you. No? Dito sa 1 Timothy 4:8, 1 Timothy 4:8, sabi, physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. Kasi lahat naman tayo, no? We need physical training. Kailangan natin, we are sharp mentally, malakas yung ating katawan. But sabi nga dito sa Biblia, no? Sa salita ng Diyos, ang kailangan lang na, hindi lang physical training, but kailangan natin is training for godliness is better, much better. Because ang benefit nito is in the life to come. Lahat tayo mamamatay, no? But ang importante, meron tayong binaon, meron tayong, alam mo, dala-dala. Meron tayong relationship with God through His Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. Kasi lahat tayo, we're going to die a physical death. But our soul will continue to live, di ba? Kaya nga sabi nga, for God so loved the world that whoever believes in the Lord Jesus Christ will have eternal life. Dalawa lang yan. Either eternal life or eternal death. Huwag natin piliin yung eternal death, mga kapatid, no? Si Jesus, Siya lang ang tanging sagot. Sabi niya, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So mga kapatid, pwede tayong mag-exercise, pwede tayong magpalakas. But let us also train in godliness by reading God's Word and understanding His Word. Mga kapatid, maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV, agapay ng Sambayanan, miyembro ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat. Thank you, Coach Eman.
Thank you po.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.